when someone tries to make you laugh, when you're in a difficult situation? What do they teach you to do? Stay calm is too general. What's the action? See, let's get away from what that. You always got to get to what is the action.
Keep your mouth closed.
Maybe.
Change your body position.
All that stuff. Closing your mouth is one thing. Staying focused is too general. What do you do? Give me an action. If you don't know, I'll tell you. Smile. That's what they always tell you to do. Smile. And if you can't smile, laugh. If you fake it, fake it. Why? What happens when you do that? You're under pressure. So it's life and death. You smile. Because if you don't, when you smile, what happens? You automatically release certain endorphins in your system that relaxes you and enables you to make a calm, reasonable. Now that keeps you calm. The smile, the laugh. And makes you come up with a witty way of dealing with the situation. So when I'm asking you now, I want the action, because that's the difference. People always say, well, I got to stay calm, but they don't know how. Smile. If you're afraid that you're going to say something, Allah's messenger said, imprison your tongue. How do you imprison? Put it in triple lockdown. Take the tongue, put it to the top of your mouth. Close the teeth. Then close the lips. It's locked down. You cannot talk. You get my point? Try it. Put your teeth together, your lips together, and your tongue on the roof of your mouth, and you can't talk. And the tongue on the top of the roof allows you to still get liquid humidified air in your system. They call it Tai Chi breathing. Okay? So it's amongst the best breathing you can do. With that tongue up in the roof of your mouth. When you fight, they teach you to do that too. So you don't mess up your breathing. So smiling is really good and it relaxes you. You guys get my point?
Yes.
That's how you keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and
Blaming it on you.
the other thing you can do is to say Alhamdulillah, Subhanallah. Okay? And you say this Allahu Akbar, Allahumma gfirli, right? Ask Allah to forgive you. You know, ask Allah for help. A'inna ala dhikrika wa shukrika wa husni ibadatik. I always teach short du'as because the short du'a is easy to remember. If it's a long du'a, you ain't going to make it in the long. It's too long, too long. But you say a short one, it'll be great for you. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Give me the beginning line again. Start. Go through 2 lines. Go.
If you can keep your head
And all about you are losing theirs and
blaming it on you.
No, stop. Time out. Use your body language. How much of language is speaking? What percentage? Somebody guess.
20%.
About 20%. So what the other 80% come from?
Non-verbal.
Not really from the eyes so much. Because they say the eyes lie. The face lies. The face is the first thing that stops telling the truth.
Your feet.
Your feet. The feet never learn how to lie. Okay? They never learn how to lie. Why? Because you won't allow them to, because it has to do fight or flight. So that you have to let them stay natural. But anything from here, what do you tell your child when he's small? Smile. They don't want to smile, so they learn how to hide their facial communication, right? And what do we consider an adult that doesn't hide their facial communication? Immature, right? Can't hold their face. If you can't keep your face like that, don't come with me. You know how to act. So use this body language, because this body language is going to help you remember. Now start again. Bismillah.
Bismillah.
The brothers are like, go next.
If you can trust yourself.
If you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowances. And so you make allowance. What does that mean? What does it mean when you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too? Yes? Nobody's behind you. No, you don't have to raise your hand to get picked on. Yes, sir.
Almost like something you can guarantee it to happen, so just make sure you're prepared for it. Make preparations, proper preparations for it to happen.
Half of that. Self-confidence. Okay? You know yourself. That's why I said it's half of that. You believe in yourself. Okay? And this is from discipline, right?
Yes.
Discipline is the instant willing obedience to orders, respect for authority, self-reliance. You learn how to do things. Allah said, "Inna Allah ya'muru bil 'adli wal ihsan." Allah commands us to do things in an excellent way, in a just fashion. Inna Allah kataba ala kulli shay'in ihsanan. Messenger said that Allah has prescribed and ordained, meaning ordered us to do everything we do in an excellent fashion. Mediocrity is sinful. No matter what we do, we have to do it in an excellent fashion. So when you do that, that builds your self-confidence, your ability to trust yourself, okay, and to see yourself capable of doing these things. But everybody else doubts you because your opinion is not based on, you don't base your opinion on what other people's opinion of you is. And we as a people need to learn that very, very big strong. Muslims in general and Africans in America specifically. Because the world has a very low estimation of us. Right? And if we accept that as our reality, what is called fear? You ever heard the term fear? False evidence appearing real, or false evidence accepted as reality. That's fear. When people have a fear of doing anything because of some false evidence that's been presented, you're nothing but a bunch of niggers. You'll never accomplish anything. And you accept that false evidence as real, and then that fear creeps in you and you're unable to try. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Because fear, I look at fear like a blanket on a winter morning. You don't want to come up from under that blanket once you get comfortable living under fear. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So how do you destroy that fear? How do you destroy it? How do you gain the confidence? Come on, guys, we only got an hour. You keep challenging yourself. You don't challenge yourself to do something that is way outside of your capabilities today, but you challenge yourself to do a little bit, right? You set standards and you hold yourself accountable to those standards. I told you one time, what you do is you make something small, make an objective for yourself, something small. I'm going to walk for 15 minutes. I'm going to do 3 things today and accomplish those things. And then give yourself a gift, whatever the gift is. It could be some Tom and Jerry's, Ben and Jerry's ice cream. It could be anything. No, for a while I used to eat Ben and Jerry's Cherry Garcia. And if I did, that was my thing for a while. And if I did what I wanted, I got me some Ben and Jerry's until it started making me sick. Okay? As the years went on, I said, well, Ben and Jerry's is not a good idea anymore for me. But then you get something else, whatever it is. And you don't tell anybody what that thing is before you do it. Why, Queen of Zinga? Not wise. Now we've been demoting you to princess. When you tell people of your goals before you do them, you take away your thirst, your energy. Why? Because by telling them, it's as if you accomplished them. It's a psychological, set off. The mind doesn't know what's real and what's not real. That's why when they say the coward dies 1,000 deaths. Because as long as he's thinking about it, he's done it, right?
Yes.
You get my point? They say if you imagine something happening and it happens, the same effect happens to you mentally. So you tell people, yeah, man, I'm doing such and such, and you ain't did it yet, your energy's gone. And then that becomes the set off. What is it? The relief. Oh, I'm doing this. You come with a good guy and you tell somebody something. You never do it. You become a hypocrite. And then you start hating yourself for being a hypocrite. And so it does the opposite. But you set a goal, you don't tell anybody, and you accomplish it, you don't tell anybody, you reward yourself. Who has now increased in their self-confidence in themselves? You, because now you believe you. When I say I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it, inshallah. And you make dua for yourself. And you have patience for yourself. When you fail, you get up and try it again. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Some of the ways you can do that is fast 3 days a month. Fasting 3 days a month. Because it doesn't allow you to get comfortable. Just when you get comfortable, those 3 days come up. Y'all know it. You know it. And you say, well, I'm going to fast next week. Well, it's Friday. This month is Friday, Saturday, Sunday, right? The 15th, the 13th, 14th, 15th, right? Thursday, Friday, Saturday, yeah. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So we're like, oh, what are you gonna do? You know, you get it? We getting those. I already got into that dilemma early this week when I saw it was 13th, 15th, and Saturday. Well, I'm gonna be out. I'm gonna be. We start making these excuses, but you still get it done. Whether you take off those days or pick another day, you still get it done. You guys get my point?
Yes.
Okay, alhamdulillah. Also, you stop telling people your goals. Have we not learned anything from the Prophet Yusuf? Have we not?
Yes.
You don't tell people with little vision your goals. They'll hate on you. They'll give you the evil eye and you wonder why you can't finish because you told too many people. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Make dua for yourself. Now you see he did tell his father. So it does show you can tell someone who can aid you on the way. But everybody you telling ain't gonna aid you on your way. Allah's Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Alaykum bi umurikum bil khitman." Go about your affairs with some shade, some khitman, some cover. Okay? Does everybody understand that?
Yes.
All right. Next. Read from the beginning. Come on.
If you can
Keep your head all about you and losing there is blaming it on you. If you can trust yourself and all men doubt you, make allowance for their doubt too. If you can wait and not be tired by waiting.
If you can wait and not be tired by waiting. See, we have to get over this English meaning of wait. What does wait mean? No. What does wait in the English language mean, sir?
Me?
Yes, sir. Not wise. Come sit up here. Now, what does wait mean in English?
To put something off.
Stop. In English language means to sit down and do nothing, right? And be inactive. Is that what this line is telling you to do? No. It's not using the English meaning of wait. What is it telling you to do? The Arabic meaning is what?
Be patient.
Sabr. But no, I don't like patience either.
Persevere.
Persevere. What does persevere mean?
It means to keep trying with what you have.
Keep trying. Keep going at it. Keep hitting. As they say, keep knocking the door. Keep going. Why you keep? Because you know they're inside. Right? And they hear you. They want to see how long you're going to be till you, if you're going to quit before you come in. Right? Persevere. So you fall down, you get up. You fall down, you get up. If you can wait. And even if there's no time for you to do that thing right now. Okay? There are certain prerequisites. Because some things, like we said, big things are a bunch of little things instead. Right? So in order to get to do that big thing, you have to go through the process. Right? That's waiting. That's waiting. Does everybody follow me?
Yes.
And not trying to, al-ajla min ash-shaytan. The Prophet ﷺ said, haste, rushing is from shaitan. And we know things that are rushed never go the way that people want them to. Never go the way they want to. You know, people try to rush down the highway and it's all going to do 90. You know that they say that no matter how fast you're going, you're only going to get there a few minutes earlier. Like 5 minutes earlier, you go 90, or putting your life at risk and everybody else, and you're still only going to get there 5 minutes if you don't done the speed limit or 10 miles over the speed limit. You get my point? And all that other risk was taken into there. So what we want to do is take our full steps. Take the steps that are necessary and not be tied by the process. Does that make sense? A lot of tulabul ilm never make it. You know why they don't make it? Because they can't wait. They get tired by waiting. They want to be ulama before they become great. They want to become raisins before they become grapes. You get my point?
Yes.
And I'm telling you that because here in the West, we have a lot of talkers. We have a lot of people who put themselves in front of the community and say, I'm going to teach you, I'm going to put you on, I'm going to tell you the da'wah to Salafiyya, I'm going to tell you the sunnah. Ain't never memorized the Quran. And that's the first or second step. The first step sometimes is learning Arabic language, not conversational Arabic. Masters or PhD. Alfiyat ibn Malik. You know, Ajrumiyya, Lamiyat al-Af'al, the classics in poetry. That's learning the language. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And then the Quran. Albani said it best. If they're young, let them memorize the Quran first. If they're old, let them learn the language first and then the Quran. Does that make sense? So then we have a lot of people who are promoting themselves up, like they're tulab al-ilm, but they don't have a teacher that knows them. Okay? No one who is guiding them and mentoring them, say, okay, let me see how you did that. Good, not so good, don't do that again. Do more of that. No one's telling you. You're taking a test and giving yourself the grade. You ain't a student of nobody. You watching a video and the teacher don't even know your name. You come and visit. A visitor to a circle of knowledge is not a talibul ilm. We used to be in the circles with the Shaikh like servants. And then people would come and visit and he would host them and treat them good. We said, man, that guy's, he don't know how it is if he stayed. As soon as he said he stayed, a couple of weeks later, it ain't gonna be like that. You know, it's like again. You show up as a guest, yeah, we're gonna host you, we're gonna slaughter, we're gonna have a big dinner, we're gonna drink tea all night, and everything like that. As soon as you say you're here to stay to study, all that goes away. You get a book, say, go sit over there, don't come back till you finish. Okay? Does that make sense?
Yes.
And a lot of people don't have the patience to go through those. That is our, hazing period. The hazing, you know, when you go through the military, they haze you. They tie you up, they beat you up, they throw you off roofs and stuff like that. That stuff happened to me when I was in the teams. You know, they try to get you to quit. You get my point?
Yes.
Now, in Islam, they don't do that. The hazing period is memorize the Quran. Recite this poem. Learn the poetry of the Arabic language, and that's how you get through. It's a nicer place, right? It's a nicer hazing, right? But they can't wait. So what happens, they get a little bit of Arabic, they sit through some muhadarat, some circles when the class, you see, you've been in Egypt, you go to the masjid, there's 500 people in the masjid. Literally. And the sheikh is in the front giving a lecture once a week. And then everybody goes out, and maybe they touch the sheikh, maybe they talk to him for 2 seconds or something like that, ask him a question, he gives them an answer, and they go back on the phone and they come back to remember, yeah, I was sitting with so-and-so and so-and-so. So-and-so don't even know you. That's why I say I was sitting with him. It's playing games. You get my point?
Yes.
It's playing games like that. Where sitting with the teacher for real is that he put his name on the line. He wrote in there, so-and-so is authorized to teach this, that, and the other thing. I'll show you, actually. I didn't plan this, but I was doing this earlier. This is an ijazah. This is an ijazah. Okay, it's a book, right?
Yes.
Now, in the ijazah, on the last page, it's a written article by the Shaikh. You guys see that?
Yes.
The Shaikh is in Ethiopia, Sheikh Jilani. And on the other page, on this side, first the statement said that I give the ijazah for everything that's in this book, with all these isnads. Okay? What's in the book? Sahih al-Bukhari, Sahih Muslim, Sunan Imam Abi Dawood, Al-Tirmidhi, Nisa'i, Ibn Majah, Imam Malik, Al-Masanid, Abi Hanifa, Al-Shafi'i, Ahmad, Al-Darimi, Al-Daraqutni, Al-Bayhaqi, Al-Mashkat al-Masabi, Al-Tabrizi, and it starts to name all the different things. All the books of Ibn Taymiyyah, all the books of Zakaria al-Ansari, all the books of Ibn Hajar al-Haytami. You get my point?
Yes.
Why? Because you sat with the Shaykh and you went over these books. You get my point? And you learn to the point where he says, you know it the way I know it, okay? When I got this ijazah. And you know it enough to teach people that I'm going to put my name on the line and say that you got that. And you can narrate it from me, and I narrate it, and these are all the different narrations that go back to all those people named. That's ijazah. Do you guys get my point?
Yes.
And then we have others like that. I'll bring them in as we go and show you some more and more and more of those. And it's a list of names that go back to the Prophet, or back to Bukhari, or back to Muslim, or back to Ibn Hajar al-Asqalani, or back to whatever sheikh it was. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And then you can get up here and talk about it. And articulate on it. Because you argued it out, you hashed it out with your sheikh. You guys follow me?
Yes.
All right. So, if you can wait and not be
Tired of waiting. Or lied
Lied about, don't deal in
Don't
lies.
hesitate, guys. Read it. Or lied about.
Don't deal in lies.
Or lied about, don't deal in lies. Okay?
Or be-
See, there are people that are going to say things about you. They're going to say you ain't nothing and all that stuff. They're going to talk about your lineage. They're going to talk about your color. They're going to talk about your teachers. They're going to talk about your teaching. Right? My teachers taught me this. That should not make you upset. That should make you happy. Because no one has done anything great except he had some people supporting him and some people hating him. You get my point? So when you're doing something and those people appear and they start talking about you and they ain't sat with you and they ain't done these things, or if they did, they were tired of waiting and they left off, then you know you're doing something right. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And if you spend the rest of your life trying to defend that, you're wasting your time. And you're a fool. Because that's not what the objective is. The objective is to go forward. You know what Shaikh Ibn Uthaymeen told us? He said, be like a jackass. Go forward. Don't get off the path. Now if they beat you, keep going forward. There's going to be people saying you crazy. You have the stubbornness of a jackass to keep going forward. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And that's all you got to do. So if you can wait and not be tired by the process. Okay? And if you can be lied about, you don't deal with lies. You don't start talking about them or your mother. You don't do that. We in Brooklyn, we say, your mother what? Because, if you say your mother, you got to fight. It's no more conversation. But take your fingers out your mouth. So the point is, you just keep class. You keep focused on task. What's the rest of the part?
Or being hated. Don't give way to hate.
Okay, or being hated. Don't give way to hating. You know how much energy it takes to hate somebody? And who is injured by the hating? The hater. The hater is injured by the hating. Because when you start having that, again, endorphins, things come out, those oils come out in your stomach and stuff like that, you get sick, you get ulcers. You're putting all that energy in somebody who doesn't like you? What? That doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense again. You're not going to accomplish anything great focusing on hating on anybody. And normally it's from jealousy. Or from someone feeling that they're over-entitled. How dare they attack me? And they start hating this individual because they attacked him. Who are you? You any different than the prophet? They attacked him, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And everybody afterwards, right? So then you know you're in good company. Right?
Yes.
So you just keep on going. Keep on going. And you feel good about it. I remember back in the days, they said, what do you call it? Bilal Phillips is orphaned. Abu Usama's orphaned. Abu Talib's orphaned. Hold up, Abu Talib. I said, man, I'm in that crew. I was living in Egypt at that time. I said, SubhanAllah, I'm good. I made it good now. I'm not even in the States, and they put me in that crew. Man, you get the point? You turn that energy into something positive. Alhamdulillah. What's the next line?
And yet don't look too good, nor talk too
And yet
wise.
don't look too good, nor talk too wise. You ain't lost your good sense. What's the guy said? I am everyday people. Right? I know I can't sing too good. But the point is, you're just a regular person. You got the same issues that anybody else got. Look, who has the biggest problems in the world? No, the prophets. The prophets had the biggest problems in the world. Regular problems. Look at Nuh, prophet of Allah, 500 years, right? Giving da'wah, his own son won't come with him because his mama. You get my point?
Yes.
Ain't that a regular problem?
Yes.
Man, I'm talking to you.
Yes.
So these are regular, everyday problems. The prophet of Allah, he becomes the prophet of Allah, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. His daughter's married to a kafir. You get my point? They're in Mecca still, and he's in Medina. He wants his daughter. He don't want his daughter to be married to this captain, but she's still married to him. Ain't that a regular problem we run into? So then every week we got the same problems. And the point with that being with all those prophets having the most problems and the biggest problems is that we ain't got nothing to complain about. You get my point? If they went through that, then we ain't got nothing to complain about, nor do we have any reason to be upset that we have those same type of problems, because it comes with the course. It's part of the meal. Okay? Comes with the territory, right? So, if that's the case with the prophets, we are told that's what we should expect. Because he's an example. Did he act up? No. Was he concerned? Yes. You get my point, guys?
Yes.
Keep going.
If you can dream and not make dreams your master.
If you can dream and not make dreams your master, what does that mean? What do you mean get carried away?
Spend too much time daydreaming.
Blind ambition.
Blind ambition, what does that mean? Oh, no, you'll point to her. She said, yo, that's...
You keep dreaming and you never accomplish anything. Right.
Thank you.
No follow through.
No follow through. It's just yakety yak. Don't talk back, right? It's just dreams. Man, wouldn't it be great if we all got the spaceship, you know, on the mothership? You know, I'm teasing guys. Everybody's looking at me, oh. No, but we heard that before, right? But wouldn't it be great if we had this, that, and the other? We had some land over here, and you're dreaming, but are you working on that dream? Is there any practical application? No. Are there any steps towards that dream?
No.
Then don't let dreams become your master. Don't let that be the object to dream. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And it said again in the next line. What does he say?
If you can think and not make thoughts your aim.
Sit up now. Sit up. Cross your legs. There you go. If you can think and not make thoughts your aim, what does that mean? Same thing. You come up with all these good ideas. Rhetorical, but the aim is to come up with something good to think about, but again, there's no way to apply that. Or you're not trying to apply that. The aim is to have a good argument. We're going to talk, and when people are arguing, they say, yeah, but this, that, and the other thing, and they make this utopia that's impossible. Right? So the bottom line is we can't do nothing. Right? No. We have to make practical thoughts. Practical. What does that mean when I say practical? No, you can't give me a definition with the same word. I almost gave it to you.
Something you're going to accomplish.
Achievable, actionable.
Realistic.
Realistic. Okay? Something we can do right now. Right? That we say clear, simple goals, right? That we can take and put into action right now. I almost got caught myself.
You see that in the Quran, right?
What's that?
Allah uses a word that gives you another derivative of that word.
Another, no, yes, but all the time, whenever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives us a term, He explains it through description. He gives a description of that word. Like the first time that word comes, it's really amazing. And it's one of the miracles of the Quran. The Quran has so many different miracles. You know, that you like, subhanAllah, from different angles, you say, man, that's a miracle. Every time He introduces a term, He describes what that person is. And that's a rule of logic, right? We clarify our terms before we start to use them in the debate. What do we mean by this? What do I mean by that? So alhamdulillah rabbil alameen. And then after that, you can build on that. Okay, what's the next line, guys? Come on.
If you can meet the triumph and disaster.
I can't understand. You sound real, again.
If you can meet the triumph and disaster.
That's a beautiful line, right? If you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat both those two imposters just the same. I know I changed it up a little bit because I like it like that. Both those two imposters, that's double, emphasis. Why are they imposters? Because you think you attained something, right? Again, this goes, sorry?
I said sometimes you feel like something's a disaster that may be good for you. So.
And sometimes something that may look like a disaster is actually good for you. Allah says, "Yubaddilu sayyi'atihim hasanat." He changed their evil actions or bad actions into good. That's by making the consequences good, right? The outcome of it was actually good for you. However, here is because it goes back to the qadr of Allah. The qadr of Allah is how Allah decreed or decided or designed the whole existence here to behave. Right? And He called this what? What is all this? Dunya. I thought it was you. You was about to say, okay, man, you go sit in the back. Now you gotta stay here. Dunya. What does dunya mean?
That which is low and debased.
That first it means low. Dunya from the word duna.
Yeah.
All right? Down, right? Low. It also means base. What does base mean when we talk in English?
Lower.
Not refined.
Not refined. You know, it also means, you know, low class.
Uncultivated.
Uncultivated, like I said, low class, right? But dunya also has another meaning. Temporary. Okay? It's so cheap. It's so base, so flimsy that it's not designed to last. You guys get that point? So this whole existence is the dunya. Nothing in it is designed to last. So why are you holding on to triumph when it ain't designed to last? Why are you holding on to disaster when it ain't designed to last? It's just a moment. Because even the moment doesn't last, right? That's why you don't focus on it, and you focus on what? That which will last. Yawmul akhir. You get my point?
Yes.
That's where you focus on getting your reward and storing up. People want to store up for this dunya, which is true. You want to store up to live in this dunya. Don't forget to get a portion of the dunya, right? However, if you don't take your time, this time, وَيُدَخِّرْ بِهِ ثَوَابٍ فِي الْآخِرَةِ فَقَدْ ضَيَّعَ رَأْسَ مَالِهِ. That's the first lesson we went through, right? That the first thing you have to realize is if you don't spend every moment you have doing actions that store up good deeds for yourself in the next world, you've wasted your chief investment, which is your time. If we get to that, we're going to talk about that in a few lines. Go ahead, guys.
If you can dare
Twisted by name.
Okay, I love that line too. If you can bear, that's the line I like. If you can bear, what does that mean?
You can
Sorry?
tolerate.
If you can take it on, right? If you won't crumble under the weight of it, right? So bravery, I talked about the 4 mothers of all virtues, right? One of them was shuja'a, right? Shuja'a. This is the ability to be firm in the face of the unknown end, right? And if you don't, you're unable to be firm in the unknown end, what do we call you? Jabbar. Coward. You get shook so much you can't do anything in face of the unknown. They say you got weak legs, right? We even say that, even though we mean it metaphorically. Even physically, some people just lose their legs. So if you can bear, tell me the rest of it. Now you did your best. You laid it out there. You said the truth. Salaam alaikum. Don't just come in and don't break out. Let's give a salam.
Salaam alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. La, ma fish man. So if you can bear, if you can be patient enough, if you don't lose your footing, if you don't slip and lose your mind and get mad, right? And then do something foolish. When you hear the truth you've spoken, twisted by knaves. What is a knave? Haters. Antagonists.
Untrustworthy.
Some untrustworthy liar, right? Somebody who's coming in and exaggerating, propagating, perpetrating a fraud to somebody else to make a trick for fools, a trap for fools. What type of fools? Are these people stupid?
No.
Why do you call them fools?
Because they were tricked.
Because they were tricked?
Foolish enough to believe it.
Because they were unsuspecting. You get my point? They didn't know any better. And that's what a fool is, right? A fool doesn't know any better. Okay? He's not cultivated or sophisticated enough to be able to tell when someone is lying to him to some degree. And to some degree, we all fool sometimes. We're not so strong we can see the ghaib. Some people say, when I look at a person, I can tell he's lying, so watch out. I used to believe my father when he said that. But then one day I tried. So, but people know that you don't know when they're lying. So we all become fools sometimes if we're not careful. So the Prophet ﷺ told us, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala taught us that إِذَا جَاءَكُمْ فَاسِقٌ بِنَبَإٍ فَتَبَيَّنُوا. So make it clear. Find out first. Okay? What is a facet?
Open center.
Open sinner. What is an open sinner? A shameless person. Why is he considered shameless? Because he doesn't care if you see him doing or her doing sins. One of the biggest sins is backbiting, slandering. What did Mrs. Manners say back in the days? If they'll talk to you about somebody, they'll talk to somebody about you. Okay? So you got to watch out. You get my point?
Yes.
And it's not like you're at the strategy table. It's different if you're at a brainstorming strategy table. But no, they just come up to you backbiting and slandering. Don't trust that person. And that's why that person is a fool. You get my point? And we have to believe our lying eyes and ears. And what you see is what you got. As a Muslim, we judge on the apparent, not what we want. Okay? Not our desire. You know, they say the son of a qird is a gazelle. Okay? The son of a, what is it? Gorilla. Yeah. The son of a gorilla is a gazelle. The gorilla thinks his baby is a gazelle, is a deer. You know, gazelle is the most beautiful thing in the Haba. What do you say? Forest, right?
Yeah.
But the mother don't see that the monkey is a monkey, right? They think that, oh, look at my gazelle. It's a monkey. So we too have to see if someone acts like a monkey, then it's a monkey. You get my point? All right. Give me the next line.
What things you gave your life to broke?
Come on, give me some feeling, man. You guys are not helping out here.
And stoop and build up with worn out tools.
This is a very important line here. Or watch the things you gave your life to broken. Meaning you spent time and energy on this thing. You put a lot of yourself into this particular effort. And then you see it destroyed. Okay? What do you do? So what do other people do? What is the wrong thing to do?
Why me?
Give up, curse it, right? Curse what happened. Focus on the problem.
Complain.
Oh man, what the, you know? Walk away from it. I give up, right? Nah. And you can stoop and build it up with what type of tools?
Worn out tools.
Because you don't have anything else.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
You gave everything into it, so you don't have all the technology, all the things. Everything was into that. So you start off with what you got. You don't wait, as some people say, oh, when I win, when, and when. Okay? When does that happen? You're not promised either. Okay? Yawma idin. You know, on that day when. Don't wait for that. Do it now with what you got. Okay? How far is a step?
One at a time.
30 inches. The normal step is 30 inches. And with that, you can walk around the world. Right? Even if they got jets and cars and all that other stuff, you can still walk around the world with one step. 30 inches around the world. So that's your, whatever you got, you use it. Go on. Keep going.
If you can make one heat of all your winning.
Now, who was the first one to come with that one? he jumped on that one quick. Go ahead.
You risk it all, one turn, pitch and toss.
And lose.
And start again at your beginning.
And never
Breathe a word about your loss.
I love this line because, you know, when I first was learning this, you know, you can't just read it. You have to present it. Or make a heap of all your winnings and risk it on one turn of pitch and toss. Okay? And lose. And start again at your beginnings. And never breathe the word about your loss. That's how I like to say. You got to say, breathe the word about your loss. Small thing to a mental giant. That's what you got to remember. Okay? You're not focused on that. You know, if it's an injury you took for the sake of Allah, be happy. Get your Purple Heart from Allah. You get my point?
Yes.
Know that Allah sees you. Okay? He's not going to let one action of anybody does it to be you there. To be lost. From a man or even a woman. I'm teasing. But that's how it goes, right? You get my point? Nobody's going to lose. So if you really believe in Allah, and you really believe in ihsan as part of your iman, right? You said you have belief in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and part of the belief in Allah is the three types. You have Islam, you have iman, and what's the top one? Ihsan. And what is ihsan? And ta'bud Allah ka'annaka tarahu, wa in lam takun tarahu, fa innahu yarah. Is to worship Allah, to live in the actual world like Allah is looking right at you. You know how we would act? You know that? Allah is looking right at me. But even though you know you can't see Allah, you know Allah sees you. Okay? So you still behaving because you know Allah can see you. And you know Allah sees you, Allah sees what happened to you, and you know that you're going to get a reward for it. Because Allah promised that even a prick from a flower, a rose, you're going to get a reward for that. So how much so from this other stuff? So if you believe that, you're expecting it. That's what it is. You're just expecting that reward from Allah. You're depending on that reward from Allah. So then it's a small thing to a mental giant. You complain to Allah. That's what Ibrahim said. I'm only complaining to Allah. Sukaina binti Hussein ibn Ali. She was like that. Sukaina was this great Sahabiya. She was the daughter of Hussein, the son of Ali. Okay? And her husband was Urwa? No. Was it Urwa? I'm forgetting who her husband was right now. He was the chief over Iraq. And he was murdered. Okay? He was murdered by Hajjaj and Abdul Malik ibn Marwan during the fitna at that time. And they were following Abdullah ibn Zubair. Okay? In fact, Abdullah ibn Zubair's brother was over Iraq. Okay? So another Ibn Zubair was her husband. So what their thing was, they wanted to marry her. They wanted to marry Sukaina. And because she was a knowledgeable woman and everything like that. So after they killed the husband, Abdul Malik is sitting in her husband's chair. And they had her come to the office. And she came to the office, and she had all these guards around her. And she said, who was you to come sit in my husband's chair? You know? Who come sit in my husband's chair? This ain't your house. Right? And the Prophet ﷺ said what? Let no man come sit in another man's favorite chair when he goes to his house. You get my point?
Yes.
He said, well, Abdul Malik said, listen, I just wanted you to know that I didn't want to kill your husband. Okay? So she said, well then, the one who are fawquka, who are you araba? So the one who's, because you claiming to be Amir al-Mu'mineen, then somebody above you wanted it to happen, right? And it happened. Okay? So now she's implying two things. Because Hajjaj was killing people just like that. You know, one of the big things they blamed Abdul Malik ibn Marwan was for hiring Hajjaj ibn Yusuf. Okay? So then he said, you know, no, I just didn't want you, I just want you to know that I didn't want him to get killed. She said, no, you didn't. No, first she said, hey, she called him Ibn Marwan. Oh, you Ibn Marwan. That was his father's name. So Hajjaj said, wait, watch your mouth. You better know, you better call him Amir al-Mu'mineen. You better call him Amir al-Mu'mineen. Right now it's still contested. Because Abdullah ibn Zubair is Amir al-Mu'mineen over Mecca. And so Abdul Malik ibn Marwan is claiming to be Amir al-Mu'mineen too. He said, so Hajjaj says, watch your mouth. And so she said, look, you think everybody's embarrassed by their fathers? Because Ibn Marwan, his father Marwan was a liar. Okay, he wrote faked out lines for Uthman and started the fitna that got Uthman killed. Wrote a letter saying that he was Uthman. You guys remember that situation? So Marwan was the one that did it. So she said, let everybody call each other by the names of their father. So we know who everybody rank is. Yeah, and you have Thaqafi. She called, oh, you Thaqafi, you hood rat. That's basically what she called him. You know, because the people from Thaqif were considered like low-class bums, okay? You know, Thaqafi. Everybody call each other by names. My name is Sukaina bint Hussein, okay? Ibn Ali, right? Qataltu Abi. I'm saying, y'all killed my father, and you killed my grandfather, and now you killed my husband, okay? And then the only reason you called me here is to see if I was going to bend over and start crying. You ain't going to see that from me. I'm going to give it to the one yali, the one who deserves yalikuhu, the one who deserves it when I'm alone with my Lord. And she turned around and walked and said, where do you think you're going? She said, I'm going to go meet your headman, the man that chopped my head. He walked out. So alhamdulillah, what was Sukaina doing? Sukaina was hurt, right? But she didn't, she waited to have that pain with her Lord at the right time. You guys get my point? Yeah. So that's what we're supposed to be doing. As I mentioned in the story, radiyallahu anhum, those people at that time, they're still better than us. In no sense, but just explaining what happened at that time and how she carried herself here. She's waiting for the reward from her Lord. And that's how we're supposed to be whenever some calamity or the things, you gave your life to broken and you just go on and do your thing. Does everybody understand me? Yes. Go ahead. And the Sahaba, those tabi'ins are the ones we're supposed to be taking an example from. Go ahead. What's the next one? Come on quickly before you go.
You can force your heart.
If you can force your heart and nerve and sinew. Look at that line. Your heart is in your chest, and it all starts with your heart, right? And your nerve, that's another aspect of the same type of thing, though, right? Another angle. You have to have the nerve. And sinew. Sinew is a sinew, right? How do you pronounce it? Sinew. It connects all of those. Yeah. So you gotta have the whole package here, okay? You gotta have the heart for it. You gotta have the nerve for it, right? Because some people have heart. A lot of young people have a lot of heart. Once it gets in the heat of a situation, there ain't no theme music, guys. No, seriously. It's real. And it's palatable. And then you'll be able to see if you got the nerve. And then not only the signal, the way I look at the signal, is ability. Okay? You got the connect. You got to be able to do it. A lot of people can talk the talk, but how many can fulfill and walk that walk? You guys get myself? Yeah. So if you can what?
If you can force
your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn long after they're gone. And so? No, and so? But there is nothing left in you except the will, which tells them what? To hold on. That's impressive. That you make it, that's what waiting and not get tired by? Waiting. Not giving up. Giving your all every day. Never quit. Ahmed ibn Hanbal, he was on his deathbed, and he started making noise. He said, don't worry about it. He said, listen, astaghfirullah. He said, Ahmed, you're about, you're on your deathbed. He said, it ain't over yet. He said, it ain't over yet. To the last minute, he's fighting, even in his bed, fighting Shaitan. Shaitan is so, insidious. He'll come at the last minute just to try to get you to take something from you. And you have to be vigilant. And that's what this is talking about. Being vigilant, never quitting, keeping going. I may give out, but I'm not going to give up. Right? That's the mentality. Keep going so we can go to the salon.
You can talk with crowds.
crowds and keep your pure
Okay,
faith.
not letting the crowd bring you down, right? And say things that are unrighteous, right? Or walk with kings and not.
Don't lose the common touch.
You don't forget where you come from, right? You don't think that you don't stink. You remember that you are a person. You get my point?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead. Or as the Sahaba used to say, an ugly bag of water. That's what they said. You ain't nothing but an ugly bag of water. And you don't think yourself something bigger. Omar said, don't forget that you used to be a shepherd. Okay? Don't forget where you came from. That's what it means. You walk with kings, but you don't forget your common touch.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
If neither
Neither
foes
foes nor loving friends can hurt you. If all
You
men
set yourself up to be interdependent. Okay? You're not petty. So when something happens, it's again, small thing to what? Mental giant. It's a big deal to a mental midget. Alhamdulillah, and you keep going. You live and learn. Keep going.
all men count with you, but none too
All
much.
men count with you, but none too much. Meaning if there's something dealing with righteousness, they can come and get you. But if they know it's not righteous and they're involved, they won't come and get you, because when you find out who's wrong, if it's them, you'll tell them. So they only want to deal with you when it's something good. Keep going.
If you can feel the unforgiving minute,
Feel the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run. Yours is the world,
and everything in it.
and which is more?
which is more
Time is not going to stop. Time cuts for you or against you. Okay? Every day you got to get up. As the Prophet said, every day you got to get up, and either you're going to save yourself from the fire and put some things up, or you're going to damn yourself. And what's going to determine that? Is your attention going to determine that? Your deeds, your actions. Okay? Your actions are going to determine that. You can say, they say the road to Jahannam is filled with good intentions, but your actions have to conform with that what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His Messenger said. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa ant astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Monday's the next